Hi friends, welcome to the coding challenge by Asim Jain. And doing the challenge makes us a better coder. So on the same line, we would solve or take up the coding challenge is to reverse the linked list. So this is not a doubly linked list because then it's easier. You have the previous pointer to work it around. This is a single linked list. So try it out. And so as you know, we do test driven development. So first, what our test is. So I have an array which is 1 2 3 4 5. So the reverse array would be 5 4 3 2 1. Now a utility method is creating this basically converting the array into the linked list, and we get the head for both these. Now what we'll do, we have a solution function which will take the head and reverse it and then return the head, new head, which is in the reverse format. And after that we would be asserting it. So we would be looping over both the expected, like this would give you the expected head for the reverse, and then this would give you the output head. So we would iterate and make sure that all the elements are equal. So this was the test. Now let's look at the solution, how we gonna work this. So for this we might need few references. So first reference would be our current, which would nothing but our head. Second reference would be the next basically. So we can keep it as null, and I'll tell you why we need the next and the previous here. So both of these would be null. Now we would start iterating our current till the time current is not null. We would loop it over. Now we would save the next variable, and what we would do is whatever is the next from the current, that would be assigned here, like to begin with. Now next thing would be uh, we need to assign the next for so whatever is the current previous, that is supposed to become current's next. So we would say current dot next is equal to previous. So for the first time this would be null, right? Because the first node would point to null. From later on onwards, like from next iteration onwards, previous would be current. So in this iteration, whatever is the previous, in next iteration it would get assigned to the other. I'll show you it in action when we debug this. Like I would run it in debug mode for better understanding. And then our current node, so we have set the next to previous is our current, and then current is our next node. Because we took this here, we want this to be preserved before we play around with the references, so that we can assign it back and hop to the next item basically. So now let's return the previous here, and we'll run the test case to see if everything is fine or we are having some test failures. So everything is good. So now let me explain you step by step everything. So first thing you see, for the very first element, whatever we have is this 1 2 3 4 5. So our current head is right now pointing to the basically 1, right? And its next is 2. So what we are doing is in the next we are getting the 2, like this next would be assigned as the value of 2 here if we expand it 2. Now we are doing the current dot next is previous, which is null in first case. So this would go null, and previous would become our current, which previous will hold the object reference of our first element, like the data one. And current would go next because we have to jump here. So this next would be assigned, which would be our object 2. Now when we come here in the next iteration, our next would be the 3. The value for this next is 3 because that's where we need to go next. Now our current dot next, which is 2 dot next, instead of pointing it to 3, it is supposed to point it to 1. So let's see what is our previous. Previous is 1. So we go here. Now current dot next is 1. So we have already reversed this. Now previous would become the 2, because in next iteration, when we play around with 3, the previous would have to be 2. So we are setting it this way. And current is been going to next because we preserved it, so that now we can jump it into the 3. So now we are here for 3, and that's how we are like iterating the list here. So let's run through and let's come here. So at this point in time, our previous is all reversed. So 5 will point to 4, will point to 3, 2, and so on, like, and 1, and then null. So this was the challenge. Code is simple, but it has some complexity. Just wrapping your head around how these pointers or the next and the previous are, playing the role here. So I hope you like this challenge. I'm sharing the code in my GitHub repository, and please like and subscribe this video and my video channel. Take care. Bye bye.